Made it to the final race of the day here at Milton Keynes in round 6 of the Elite Karting Series Championship. And the question on everybody's lips for the heavyweight class is, can anybody stop Ashley Mayston-King? Well, there's one man who thinks he can after some bad luck in the first 2 races, collisions, badly performing kart in the first race, and a collision of Adam Thompson coming undone despite some good pace. Sandwell is going to start this one from pole position. He'll get the inside over Ashley Mayston-King. And then it's Lewis Jolley behind in third. Let's not count him out. He was very impressive with Marshall just behind as well. Green flag, and we are going. It's Ross Sandwell that's got the inside into turn 1, but Ashley Mayston-King simply sweeps around the outside of him like he's not even there, but he very much is, as Lewis Jolley is in the midst of a heavy battle there. And look at this. Mayston-King rockets away from Sandwell. Has Sandwell got anything in response? Lewis Jolley has lost out to, I believe, Colin Marshall there. So Jolley is still running in 4th. Samuel Bennett is 5th. Then we've got kart 107, kart 122 in 6th and 7th. Carl Gaffney is 8th, Mike Bennett 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is kart 112. So still 17 drivers in this race then. Coming over the hill comes Ashley Mayston-King. Ross Sandwell still tucked in right behind him. Then it's Colin Marshall as Lewis Jolley under attack from Sam Bennett here. To see where Mike Bennett is in the order, in 9th of course. Whether he can get involved in this fight too. Whoa! Little touch at the back there from James Clare into Kyle Gaffney as Charlie Jackson looks on. Oh, spin there for Ian Wilson at turn 9 and 10. He gives the international sign for crazy to the marshal. I'm not sure if that was directed at the marshal or the person that spun him, but he's going into the pits now, and Ian Wilson with a distinct expression of rage on his face underneath that helmet. Just barely make out through the visor, but an ignominious way for his day to end. But the race very much continues. Ashley Mayston-King still half second ahead of Ross Sandwell. Colin Marshall 3rd, Lewis Jolley 4th, Sam Bennett slightly just behind in 5th. Trying to figure out who's in 122 and 107. Just ahead of Kyle Gaffney as old Jolley trying to make a move on Marshall for 3rd now, but not quite enough speed to pull it off. Sandwell, looking to recover something from today, is matching the times of Ashley Mayston-King as Georgios is trying to make a move. Oh, up the inside on, I believe that was Sam Bennett in the fight for 5th position. And he just had to back off there. He's making another dive up the inside at the hairpin. He's made it through. Fabulous driving there. You can tell Sam Bennett not the best pleased to lose out on a chance of challenging for the podium there in that way, but for George, he will take that every day of the week as we see this small incident there. It looked like the driver's going a little bit slowly. Didn't quite see who, just saw the top of the helmets. Might have been Carl Gaffney in issues there as we see Ashley Mayston-King rise over the ridge yet again. 8 minutes left on the clock in this final race of the day. And can Ross Sandwell spoil the King's party, or will the King's brothers steamroller march on through Milton Keynes? Colin Marshall, by the way, doing a great defensive job against Lewis Jolley. It is still George in 5th. A raising at the hand from Carl Gaffney. Gaffney's fallen to 13th. He has lost out big time with those couple of collisions there that went against him very badly. So then, 8 tenths the gap between Ashley Mayston-King and Ross Sandwell. Seems to fluctuate lap by lap. Last lap, Mayston-King was 3 tenths quicker. Oh, and Colin Marshall, the insects are starting to attack my broadcasting software. Get off. Right. And now, yeah, you see Mayston-King has actually extended the gap to Ross Sandwell. Superb lap so far, as Lewis Jolley has gotten ahead of Colin Marshall as well for third. Jolley's having an excellent day. Second in race 2, and he wants third in race 3. Adam Thompson, meanwhile, is in 107, so he's now starting to lose a little bit of ground with George. Sam Bennett leading Jiafeng Yang, so I think it was definitely Bennett and Gaffney that came together, as we see Ian Wilson back out on track, driving angry. Oh, somebody coming into the pits behind me. Didn't quite see who that was. It might be Alex Haig in difficulties. I think it is. That's the second race in a row that Alex Haig's car has given up on him, so desperately unlucky for the man who was so impressive early in the season in the Northern Rounds. As we see Gaffney making a move on Gabriel Nurse for 11th position, and he's made it through in the middle sector as they go for the third hairpin. But up front, Mayston-King continues to extend his advantage. It was 1 second. It's looking slightly over that now. Lewis Jolley has taken control of third position, is now actually starting to catch Ross Sandwell, which was not part of Ross Sandwell's game plan. But then again, very little of what's happened today is, as we see George cross the line with 6 minutes left to go in 5th position. What a great result that would be, as Jiafeng Yang going very, very wide at the final corner. So definitely looks like we've lost Alex Haig from this one, I believe, because Ian Wilson, despite going a lap down, has gone through. Still plenty of time, 5.5 minutes for this race to change. At the moment, Ross Sandwell has got no answer to the pace of Ashley Mayston-King. There he is. Takes an agonizingly long time. You see Ross Sandwell ducking his head down desperately. Now he's more defending from Lewis Jolley than he is trying to focus on Mayston-King in front of him. Again biting his knuckles through the helmet almost is Ross Sandwell. As we see further back, it looks like Sam Bennett in a bit of a duel here. Once more with Jiafeng Yang. And it's Yang that's still ahead. Very similar helmets and suits for both of them. But Jiafeng Yang, the Chinese driver, really blocking the progress of Sam Bennett and Carl Gaffney after they're coming together. And Bennett dives up the inside. Is he going to be able to take that 9th position? I think he is. Not quite, but then ducks back underneath there. So a good switchback as Jiafeng Yang goes a bit too deep. And Sam Bennett taps the side of his helmet frustratedly as if to say, think, Jiafeng, think. That was just holding me up. It's not going to help either of us. And so often in karting racing, you want drivers to work together to catch the car in front, but they end up fighting against each other for the minor placings. And it seems to be a bit of a theme in EKS over the years. Ross Sandwell, looking just over his shoulder, desperately needs this 2nd position to get something, anything out of today that would aid his championship challenge. Of course, he would still be leading Mayston-King, but by much reduced margin at the end of this in the overall standings. There's Barney Williams. Not talk much about Barney. He is right behind the 105 car, which looks like So then, just a handful of laps to go, 3 minutes exactly, and Ross Sandwell knows that he's got to put out all the stops to keep Lewis Jolley behind him. Jolley, who has been incredibly impressive today, not far behind as well. We see a move. That's Adam Thompson under attack from George, and George is up to 4th as he raises his hand and decides actually to alongside. Adam Thompson goes well over the curb at turn 1, and somehow survives, but is still right behind. As you see, Sam Bennett cannot escape Zhao Feng Yang, even though he's ahead of him. And Ian Wilson trying to unlap himself from Barney Williams into the first corner. Does Barney know that he's being unlapped and not taking full position here? I'm not sure he does. Oh, side by side, a bit further up between the, that looks like 107 and 112. 3 and 4, but no positions changed there. I think there might have been Gabriel Nurse actually fighting with the 105. Anyway, we're getting into the dying phases of this race. A valiant effort from Ross Sandwell, but it looks like Ashley Mayston-King is going to complete the jewel in the crown for the Kings brothers. If today's belonged to anyone, it has been to them. Maybe, arguably Daniel of Ireland, but he did get beaten by Frederick Burton at the end of the junior race. There goes Carl Gaffney, still stuck behind Bennett and Zhao Feng Yang, as Gabriel Nurse desperately trying to hold off a train of cars here, including the 105 and Mike Bennett and Barney Williams. Barney Williams could still be a factor here. Oh, little move there as Carl Gaffney's denied by Zhao Feng Yang. Zhao Feng Yang goes a little wide on exit and loses that 11th position. It puts Carl Gaffney back into the top 10, but we are about to see the final lap here. And is there anything that can stop Ashley Mayston-King now? Leaning his head out as he starts the final lap of the race. There is Ross Sandwell, keeping Lewis Jolley at bay. George is still third, and that University of Leeds overalls. Marshall is fifth, and behind Colin Marshall is Charlie Jackson. Good end to the day for Charlie, after he'd been a bit anonymous otherwise. Oh, and now Bennett is under attack from Gaffney. That's how all the problems started. Oh, a very, very slow kart 105 lets the rest of the pack through. A little mistake there. But surely, as the leaders are coming through the back end of the circuit now, this is going to be a historic moment for the Kings brothers. As not just lightweights, but heavyweights as well will be dominated by them today. Here he comes then, ducking his head down. He's still pushing, even though he doesn't need to. He's only about 2 seconds ahead. Lewis Jolley is going to just run out of time to mount an attack on Ross Sandwell here. But at the final corner, it's total domination for Kings Brothers Racing as Ashley Mayston-King wins in heavyweights for the third time in a row here at Milton Keynes. Sandwell ends the day on a somewhat of a high in second position. Lewis Jolley takes another podium in third. Then it will be the 1-2-2 of Georgios, who takes his best result in EKS so far, in fourth. Oh, and what on earth is Ian Wilson doing against Gabriel Nurse? He takes the inside at the final corner. It's side by side to the line, but luckily for Gabriel Nurse, Ian Wilson was still a lap behind, so Gabriel Nurse will hold on to 12th position there. So Ian Wilson was really just trying to scare the pants off of poor Gabriel there, who was jumping in up and down in his seat just to get those extra meters that he thought he needed, but did not in fact.